come December 2027. That is this year. And 2024, that is this year.
Are you winning the elections?
Sure. We can't do otherwise. Ghanaians will not
forgive us. What gives you the confidence that you are winning this election?
Well, it's about preparation. So that hard on the training grounds, easy on the battlefield. Mm-hmm. And that is why we are not approaching this election with any complacency at all. And I'm confident that the type of efforts we are putting in will certainly yield positive results. That gives me the sense of confidence that we are winning the election.
From those of us who are outside, it does appear that there is some focus on the Ashanti region. Are we right or wrong?
Well, there is some focus there, but that is not everything that we are doing. We are doing many other things.
And this week, we are talking about the National Democratic Congress, Ghana, and the world. And we are particularly privileged to have a very, very distinguished person in the studio for this conversation. Welcome to Talk Time. Welcome back to Talk Time. And as I indicated from the very beginning, we are talking about the National Democratic Congress. We're going to be talking about Ghana, and we'll be talking about the world. And our guest is special. We're going to be talking to Mr. Johnson Asiedu Nketia, National Chairman of the party, otherwise known as General Mosquito. General, welcome to our studios.
Thank you, my comrade.
General, let's start with the state of your party. What is the state of your party? Where is your party at this moment?
Thank you very much, Kwasi. And let me greet our listeners. It's been a long while since I appeared here. I intend to be more regular in the coming months.
Thank you, sir.
Well, the state of our party is healthy and strong and poised for battle come December 2027. That is this year. And 2024, that is this year.
Are you winning the elections?
Sure. We can't do otherwise. Ghanaians will not forgive us. What gives you the
confidence that you are winning this election?
Well, it's about preparation. So that hard on the training grounds, easy on the battlefield. Mm-hmm. And that is why we are not approaching this election with any complacency at all. And I'm confident that the type of efforts we are putting in will certainly yield positive results. That gives me the sense of confidence that we are winning the election.
From those of us who are outside, it does appear that there is some focus on the Ashanti region. Are we right or wrong?
Well, there is some focus there, but that is not everything that we are doing. We are doing many other things. The reason you could sense and feel the extra focus on Ashanti region is to, deal with some of the problems at source. So we are focusing extra effort in Ashanti region and Eastern region. So, but that doesn't mean that we are relaxing in the other regions.
Why this focus? Is it because these two regions haven't been your stronghold? Is it because we are seeing new signs? What is the reason for this apparent new focus?
The new focus is that when, as a surgeon, you operate a patient, you certainly will focus where the disease is. And that is why we are focusing. It has become clear that as a party, we have some disease in those specific areas. And so that's why we are trying to tackle some of the problems at source. And besides that, we have 16 regions, all right, but election is about data. So for some of the regions, when you combine the total voter population, it can be wiped up by maybe one constituency in Ashanti region. And so if presidential election is about numbers, you must give, if you want to give equitable treatment, then it means that when you come to region by region, Ashanti will appear to be having, extra focus. But when you go according to the numbers and the population, you see that we are trying to spread our efforts equitably so we can get optimum results.
In this election, upcoming election, what do you think are the main issues around which you are going to fight? What are the main issues?
Well, it's not about my opinion, but survey upon survey have revealed the issues that are of major concern to Ghanaians. And top on the list is economy and jobs for the youth. And then down there you come, I think number 4 or so is corruption and many other things. So we are designing our campaign strategies to respond to the felt needs of the electorates.
How far have you gone? I mean, does that entail preparation of a manifesto? What is it that you're doing?
Sure. In actual fact, I'm just returning from from a policy dialogue which we have been engaged in over the years. So after we lost the elections 2020, the group that was engaged in developing our manifesto did not go to bed. They've been working continuously, revising the manifesto based on emerging challenges and all that. So we are far advanced at developing the manifesto of which we will be going into the election. And as I said to you, I'm just returning from one of the penultimate policy dialogues in order to firm up our policy proposals. And also we've been working on strategizing for this election, but that I'm not going to go into details. So that is also there. So we think we have 2 main problems confronting us. Number 1, we believe that all Ghanaians accept now that the country has been going through some decay for the past 7 years, and that decay ought to be stopped. It can only be stopped when you remove the agent that is creating the decay. So that's one of the major challenges facing the country. The second one is that if you remove the decay or the agent causing the decay, then you haven't finished. You need now to repair the decay and then to return the country onto the path of growth. That is why we are focusing our attention in these 2 areas, strategizing to win the elections by dislodging MPP, and then what to do immediately after the elections, so that and I'm emphasizing immediately because Ghanaians seem to be losing some confidence in our democratic experiment. And so there is the need to re-energize their confidence in the system, and they must feel that something new is going to happen. And so we will not have time at all to waste. So we don't think that Ghanaians will tolerate us if after winning the election we sit down and even constituting government is a problem, let alone beginning with the changes that they are expecting. So that is why we need to prepare in advance, so that immediately we are sworn into office, we hit the ground running. And we need to also think through our policies well, not to come and be doing knee-jerk approaches and experimentation and so on. We Ghanaians will not forgive us because we've been there before, and they expect us to have learned lessons from where there were mistakes, and so they will expect much more from us than when we were coming to power for the first time. So we need to, let Ghanaians feel right from the day of the swearing in that a new wind is blowing. Things are not going to be done the same way that they've been done in the past. And then we need to also demonstrate our readiness to face the challenges, to disentangle what I perceive to be state capture, disentangle the structures of the state capture, and work to renew the confidence of Ghanaians in our democratic institutions.
General, you must be intensely aware of the fact that Ghanaians are fed up with platform promises.
Sure.
How is that going to impact your campaign strategy? We are just fed up with the promises.
Yes. That is why we are very modest in the things we are going to promise. The biggest one we are promising is to restoring the country back to the path of growth generally. And in doing so, we believe that the little resource we have, we are better off concentrating on completion of ongoing projects and abandoned projects and so on. We will not be rushing into creating another set of projects which we will leave uncompleted. Because at times I sit down to think and I realize that from Osagyefo's time, when CPP was overthrown, when you pick all the uncompleted projects through all the other governments to date and you convert them into money, you find out that, Kwasi, they may be more than our national income now, our GDP now. So what has happened? We just threw our money away and then we are sitting down begging. So we think that there must be a paradigm shift where we emphasize on continuing projects started by our predecessors. Look, Cocoa Board is in crisis now. Why? There was Cocoa Roads project, which was funded by monies taken out from outside. The projects were stopped and abandoned. The rain has washed majority of the uncompleted ones away. So we are back. The condition of the roads is back to status quo ante. Meanwhile, nobody can stop our creditors from taking their money from us. So we are paying for roads that we did not construct. So it's like throwing the money down the drain. And it is just one example. If you compare this, you take into account, Osagyefo, what Osagyefo left, and then what the NLC left, and so on up to today. You realize that we just work, and then the reason we do this is that there is some, I don't know how to describe it, some pride in telling people that these are my projects 100%. They were begun by me and completed by me. So I can only take credit for projects that I initiate and complete. What the hell that pride gives us, I don't know. Instead of saying that we have inherited this project. We've continued. It is now working and delivering, resource, delivering income to the country. And because of that, we are able to generate enough revenues to pay for the loan or whatever facility we use to develop it. So that pride, mediocre thinking that I can only take pride in a project that I start myself and finish, and that when I finish somebody's project, some people will say that it is not your project. So I've never engaged in this debate of this is our project, that is his project, this is our project, because it does not help the country at all.
But you know, there are some who say that we are bankrupt, we are broke, there's no money.
Yeah.
Even to continue projects started by your predecessors. There's simply no money. Is that true? And if that is true, how are you going to find the resources to do any project whatsoever?
Well, this is a double barrel question. I cannot say it is true. And so I will not be able to build the next answer based on the fact that we are bankrupt, we don't have money. Because those who claim we are bankrupt, they are still in charge of the economy, and the profligacy has not stopped. So if we are completely bankrupt, where is the money coming from to sustain that profligate expenditure? Look at our budget and expenditure for this AFCON in Côte d'Ivoire. When you compare it with other countries which are far richer than us, can you be convinced that indeed those who are at the helm of affairs accept that we are bankrupt?
They are borrowing and dropping.
Then number two, I just saw something, I don't know whether it is fake news or proper news, that government is budgeting 150, but has secured 150 million funding for the patching of potholes.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
Kwasi, how were the potholes created in the first place? You see, so when you look at these things, and the fact that we had a system of generating revenue to fix these potholes, and we decided to abandon that system. And now we are going to borrow to come and fix the potholes. These potholes and maintenance of our roads was being funded through toll, road tolls. The same government that says the road tolls, have outlived their usefulness, let's abandon it. You open our roads for all these heavy trucks, some of them transcontinental, coming from Sahel. The size of the Sahelian articulators is even bigger than what we have in Ghana. And the load they carry, they all pass through free without contributing anything towards the maintenance of roads. And you now have to go and borrow 150 million to come and fix potholes. That's one of the problems. See, so it is doable when we come and we commit ourselves to it. It can be done. And even though people are claiming the country is broke, it is not all the citizens in the country that are broke. There must be ways out of it. For instance, you see, the latest means of hiding laundered money is real estate. People steal money and they put it in real estate. And the structures, since it was announced that our economy has collapsed, has the construction stopped, the big constructions going on in Accra and in our major cities, it hasn't stopped. The cranes are up there. So if we dedicate ourselves to it and we attach more seriousness to property rating. It can generate more money than many other taxes will bring in. So even if somebody has stolen our money, us in government is able to put up 12 houses, 15 houses, and so on. And you are taking property rate. If he cannot pay, you will have to sell some of the houses to pay the property rate of the. That is part of the recovery. Okay, so there are ideas that can be used to, at least continue some of the projects that they themselves will generate more revenues, and we can be back to where we started. Where many other countries have sunk even further than where we are now. And we shouldn't throw our hands in the air that everything is bad, so let's stop. It has to be done, like in the words of, is it Ifrimamo? He says, the work has to be done. Who will do it? It is us who should do it. We are not the children of Ghana. We are the parents of the new Ghana that we want to build.
Well, viewers, you're talking with Mr. Johnson Asiedu Nketia, National Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. We're going to take a short break.
Yama owi akwa baba Mansa Media College. Mansa Media College is school power ya TV so any radio so dwumadie. Ya so ye e Kumasi atonsu. Baby a uwo bia opese ba Mansa Media College a. Na be hu dwumadie yedi ne hono a. Yentie dwumadie yedi no Mansa Media College.
Se usua bribi wo media mu ana opese ohunu bribi biara efa media ho enso eche kra
Mansa Media College e wo homam
ye wo achochefo a wa kwadiri yie wa adetwe mu na in studio ni ye newsroom de editwam wonsam twemu no ye kire bribi ti se kasebo akenkan ni sinitwa ni bebura ekeka ho wo multimedia mu nso ye kire bribi ti se sini mfoni asiesie mfoni nitwa ni bebura ekeka ho ye betumi nso aboa ama wo de na otwepe asunya bribi wo nkitahudie adwuma ahodo nyinaa mu esanse ye wo yankasa foni nti abwe biara ye ma ya adesuafo kwan ma okọ yode ya twerɛ won adesua dan mu no
ahwefo ehu ekame ese obi biara wo le bosomtwe ase enim abakosema efa nsuo ihu menya abofra kitwa bi wo ha ono so se onim abakosema efa le bosomtwe ho
abusuafo ye mama kwaba eba Ghana Pages TV so emra so se ye the trending issues near koso ewo abe for time fidie ni so ebe somo midin na eje wa akode
Mansa Media College e ma o de owe hia bia wo nkutahudie mu